Hello everyone, this is CJ992 and today we're back for another brand new video. And today's video doesn't really need an introduction. Every single person who's clicked on to this video now watching this Nasher knows exactly why we're here, people. It's time to throw out the green pot noodles, people, because it's time for the old fun. No, I didn't see that coming either, people, but now we move on with the video. We're going to dive right in to the old oppositional preview, and as we do go on our journey of today's video, if you do find yourself enjoying the content anytime, please consider hitting that like button or hitting that subscribe button. But starting off with the old oppositional preview, we have to have a look at the Celtic side, and I think it's fair to say, people, coming into this game at Ibrox tomorrow versus Rangers, Celtic's best result of the season is the one that happened a couple of days ago when PSV put Rangers to the sword, because Celtic, besides that victory that they've obviously been very excited about the last couple of days, has had their very own frustrations as the attacking, urgent ange ball, if you will, has obviously left the football club, and they're going through their own transitional period as well under Brendan Rodgers, who again is still a very, very good manager, but there is a different style and tactic in how they go about their business, where they have moved away from the attack and let's just get everybody forward, let's just outscore because we're better than everyone mindset, to a more maybe traditional, let's keep the ball, keep it moving, and that's been causing a couple issues. That's maybe contributed to a slower start to the season that maybe a lot of people were expecting, especially when you look at the ridiculously high standards of season upon past, because believe it or not, they may be laughing at us, we getting beat off a fantastic PSV side, but this is still the same Celtic side who hasn't scored in 191 minutes of football when you consider all the extra time of the last two games. They have blanked in back-to-back games, and truly, if there is any Celtic fans in here on the high of the PSV loss, can somebody let me know down in the comments section when's the last time Celtic blanked in back-to-back games, because I haven't got a clue, and for me it was a real surprise. And I think laughing's maybe a good way to actually go, and maybe the style overall of this video, because it's already sprinkled throughout it, because we got laughed at quite religiously on opening day of the season because we lost 1-0 to Kilmarnock at Rugby Park, and as Thanos would say, it's all about balance, and what goes around truly comes around, because Celtic at their very next opportunity, after lording it over us and laughing about it, got the exact same result. However, it was much worse, people, because you can make up lost points in the league, you can't make it in a cup, as they got knocked out of the League Cup, and that was Brendan Rodgers' first loss in a domestic cup competition, I believe, which is an absolute ridiculous stat, by the way, and shows obviously how successful he was the last time he was here. But people, that was a damaging, shocking result and a shocking performance. How did they follow that, right? They got their teeth kicked. Everybody can get shocked in the cup, right? It's not a surprise. That's why people love cup competitions, because it is do or die. Everybody can get beat in a cup, but how did they respond? Did they come out angry? Did they come out firing and everything like that? No, people, they came out and laid a ridiculously slow, passive performance versus St Johnstone as they drew 0-0 at home, again making it back-to-back goose eggs, people, which normally doesn't happen, especially when you've got the likes of Kyogo, etc., people. So that is how they responded. That's actually how they're playing as it comes into Rangers. PSV beat us, people, and that maybe is something to laugh at, but what isn't to laugh at is what Celtic's currently going through right now, and I think the PSV's highlight over Rangers was certainly a good distraction for them, because they've not been happy. Now, the one thing you could say to boost Celtic is their misfire and attack that has obviously blanked in the last two games is now coming up against the Rangers defence, who just loves to give goals away and carry defend a single set piece. So goals should be returning to this tie. I've never seen a game more suited to a both teams to score in my entire life. And honestly, all my wee jokes and all that aside, both teams have maybe had stuttering starts to the season. We've lost in the league, they've lost in the cup, they've dropped points in the league as well via a draw, but they're still head and shoulders above. Both of them's kind of gone through their own transitional period. We've got a lot of new players, they've got new managers who want to tweak and change the style whilst bringing in players as well. For me, both sides are still head and shoulders above the rest of this league, and I'm sure when both teams get up and cooking, you'll not see too many points dropped as the season goes on. I'd love to say they're crap now and everything like that, but they're not. They're still a very, very good side, and I'm sure going into tomorrow we'll see the best showcase of Scottish football, as both teams with all the best players will go out and battle than the biggest stage. And I feel like that's the Celtic story, or the tale of the tape, if you will, coming in to this game versus Rangers. They aren't playing great, but they've got more than enough individual quality to turn that around real quick. However, we need to talk about that because there is a lot of violins getting played regarding injuries, because they are having a wee bit of an injury crisis themselves. We can't talk about this game without mentioning it, people. All that I would say is, I do have very little sympathy, because I got absolutely zero sympathy last season. We, as a football club, 21st team injuries last season. We went into plenty Old Firm games without the likes of Connor Goldson, Ryan Kent, Alfredo Morelos, Ryan, Jack. We were missing Tom Lawrence, Helander, Kemar, Roof. We've been missing so many players over the last couple of Old Firms that would make your hair grey. Just look at me, but there was very little sympathy given, so I am not going to give or pander excuses. I sat here and said it how it is. If we got beat in the games we got beat, it was never an excuse to be losing or missing this player. Again, it's just one of those things that goes around comes around. We had ridiculous injury crisis. I've never seen anything like it last season. New Celtic are starting to miss a couple people, but is that as an excuse going in to tomorrow? No. Is it a crutch to go and be used as an excuse if it doesn't go their way? No. Because I never sat and done it, people. I took my medicine when I was given it, and if it happens tomorrow for Celtic, they need to do the same. You can't use an excuse. Carter Vickers is a fantastic player. I'll sit here and have to say it, people. I can't lie. I can't just pander or anything like that. I have to tell it how it is. He is what we are when we are without Connor Goldson. I know not everybody's happy with Goldson right now, but that's kind of like for like. We've missed the likes of Carter Vickers and Old Firms last season with Goldson no being there. Now Celtic go into this game versus Rangers missing their best defender, in my opinion, and arguably best player overall. He's the one that stands out every single time I've ever looked at them, and I'm sure it will be a massive void to fill tomorrow, and hopefully we do exploit that, because I believe their other centre back that they signed this season, Rocky, is also out injured, and that's forced them to go out to the marketplace and bring in a loanee from Liverpool by the name of Nat Phillips, who obviously joined just yesterday, or was it on early transfer deadline? I think it was just the day before transfer deadline day, but he's just in the building, and I'm expecting him to go straight in to the starting 11 to partner the likes of Scales. I don't know what the potential centre-back partnership will look like tomorrow, but it will be an inexperienced one, especially in a game of this magnitude, so Rangers have to go ahead and attack that right from the very start, exactly the way Ange Postecoglou had his side attacking us last season when we were all shambles at the back. And that's truly it for the Celtic side of today's video, if I'm honest with you. That's everything I feel like you need to know. Yes, they are missing a couple of key players, but so did we last season, and not a single person cared or talked about it, people. The main point is, yes, both teams have started. Yes, Celtic fans aren't exactly sold on their managers. Not all of them. I think some of them are, but obviously some of them, they were booing them after the 0-0 draw at St John's. So there is pressure on them, but does that mean they're a bad side? No, people, unfortunately not. They're still a very good attacking side when they want to be. They've still got very good individual players, the likes of McGregor and O'Reilly. That's a good, really good midfield. And when you've got Kyogo up front, you've always got a chance at a goal. So you need to be at our best, and I'm sure they'll be looking to target this game after what's just happened to Rangers versus PSV. Start quickly, try and turn the crowd and get their fan base back all on board for Brendan Rodgers. And that's the tale of the tape of Celtic. That gives us the perfect transition now over to the Rangers end, and I do feel like there is a hell of a lot of pressure on us as well, especially Michael Beale, I'd say, as there's a wee bit of a narrative that he's not winning the big games, and I can't really argue against that. He's only had one win versus Celtic so far out of the 3 games he's played, and if you ask me to rank them in terms of an importance, he's probably won the one that was least important. Lost the 2 cup ones, won the one in the league when the league was already done. So I think you could argue that case, and there is, just as we talked about, Celtic fans unhappy with Rodgers, there is people unhappy with Michael Beale, and I get it, people. I think he will turn it around, and I think we will get firing. At least that's certainly what I hope, but I can't bury my head in the sand and pretend that it's all perfect. There is major heat-scratching moments with Beale, and he really, really needs to get this win over Celtic to start the season, put us back to the top league, because if he doesn't, people, there will just be more and more toxicity around the club, and you know that's never sustainable. Once that snow starts to go down the hill, you know how it usually ends. Now, am I sitting here saying it's the El Sacco, people, and if Rangers fails to win, Beale's gone, and if Celtic fails to win, Rodgers gone? No, I'm not saying that, people, but I will say is that will start to slowly trickle downhill and get more and more toxic, especially with it being a game going in to the international break. You want to be the set of the fan base that's loving life and being happy, no the other one that's questioning every single aspect of the football club. And I feel like there is questions that needs to be asked of this Rangers team as well, especially mentality wise, because this is what this game is for me. Again, both teams are good, right? They're the best two teams in this country by a large distance. They have all the best individual players. They'll go out there tomorrow, they'll line up, they'll look each other in the eyes, and they will go to battle. That's what every single Old Firm is all about. But for me, it's got to be in the mentality side of things, because I'm hearing a lot of players caring about this and players caring about this and this and this. I want to see it now when it actually matters, and that is on the part. These new players that we've brought in needs to hit the ground running. Desser's already said a couple comments which I'm not 100% a big fan of ahead of an Old Firm. I'd rather we just be quiet the weekend Old Firm, go out and they are talking on the part. But now we are starting to talk a little bit. It's time for these new players to show they can truly handle the weight of a Rangers shirt. It's fine turning up versus the lower aspects of this league and the teams that we should be dominating, but this is when you're truly judged on, and these are the games that really matters most. So for every new player selected into that starting 11, they truly need to show they understand what it means. And for me, I think we will. I know there's a lot of doom and gloom, and I know people are upset and maybe been upset over the last couple of days, but we are at home, people. Beale needs to win his home games anyway. He's a Rangers manager, and with Celtic coming into this game not exactly firing in all cylinders, we've got to look tomorrow and say it's almost a perfect opportunity on the back of an absolute European embarrassment. I'm not saying anything else about that, but they're supposed to be pissed off, angry. Now they've got the opportunity to unleash it versus a side that is going to come at them. There is going to be space. There's not going to be that frustration for the crowd because we're playing 10 men behind the ball. We have to pass it here and there again. They'll meet us at the halfway line. Now it's time to actually show you truly care and release and make up for what happened a couple of days ago and show it truly was unacceptable. And I feel like there is a lot of pressure on Michael Beale to get this starting 11 correct and find ways to get our best players on the park. For me, Kamaru has to be a starter. I know he's only had 60 minutes versus Ross County, but to start this game with the crowd that's going to be there, I feel like Kamaru's intelligence, ability to link players and drift and go here and there, and obviously his goal scoring talent, people, he is a nailed on starter for me. And if I didn't see him in the starting 11 tomorrow, I will be extremely frustrated, because at home you want to start your best players. No worry about this or this or this. Roof has to be a starter. He's been our best performing forward. He's looked the best. We've played their best football when he's been playing, and he's only played once, people. The conversations there about Dessers or Danilo, but considering he's been speaking so much in the press, I imagine it will be Dessers, and I think the rest of the team sort of picks itself. If you know, I would love to see Ryan Jack put back into the starting 11, as I feel like we need his protection in there to win, break up things and get us firing, but the rest, you know, Cantwell, the Raskins, etc, etc. I will bring you some mad statistic though, as obviously the transfer window has now slammed shut. Do you know 3 of our back 4 that will be playing versus Celtic was here 4 years ago in games versus Celtic? 4 years ago. Barisic, that's right, he's fit again, people. Barisic, Goldson, Tav should all be starting this game. The question mark remains of the left centre-back spot. Ben Davies is fit. Is he the most natural for a position? Is John Souttar playing out of his comfort zone at that side? Yes, and yes. But I imagine Big Soapy will be given another opportunity, because that would be something to drop Ben Davies right in to that after not playing a single second of the season. But aye, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's a massive game. Can we win it? Obviously we can win it, people. Should we win it? I think so, especially with it being at home. After what happened on Wednesday, we've got to come in fit and firing and actually something to prove, and we need to have a fast start. There is absolutely zero excuses not to be. So I go into tomorrow obviously wanting a result, obviously hoping for a result, but almost expecting a result, because as a Rangers fan, no matter the opposition, you want to see us go out there and attack. And aye, there's ever a time to play a Celtic side, it's right now, because they're not fit and firing either. So aye, that's all I'm going to say about the game. I'm going to predict my team to win. I think it's both teams to score written all over it. They've not got any defenders, we can't defend. Rangers 2, Celtic 1. But aye, with that being said, I've been Saging Over 92. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your predictions down in the comment section below. Until tomorrow after the game, take care of yourselves and bye.